Instead of a hi-fi amp, is it acceptable to use a PA amplifier in your home theater system to just add more power? When I address this topic, I lean into certain anchor points. So sonic nuances, listening comfort, and the whole purpose in the design concept. Now, when I consider the design concept of PA systems, I'm thinking about robust power to communicate sound in a long field environment with a lot of detail and clarity. That's great. But here's the thing. My experience tells me from going to, let's say, an outdoor event where I'm able to walk around quite a bit, my experience tells me that at 150 feet, a lot of PA systems sound fantastic. But as soon as I get in that 20 feet inward distance, that's not the case. They don't sound good. They weren't designed to sound good for me that close because it's way too loud for me to be that close. So you can sit there and go, well, yeah, well, I want power in my system, okay? But if it doesn't sound good with that much power at that close of a distance, you have a problem. So the way my ears define that, and I think a sound engineer would probably, actually a PA designer, an engineer that designs PA systems would probably take issue with this, but I'm gonna say it like this. When I get within 15 feet of a PA speaker that's playing loud for a long field environment, the high range frequencies and the mid range frequencies tend to have a sense of compression. It's like they get jumbled together and my brain can't process what it's hearing and separate the details well enough. Now, that's fine because it wasn't designed to be listened to from 10 to 15 feet away. It was designed for me to hear it from 100 feet away. And at 100 feet, those sounds have had the opportunity to separate enough that my brain can process it. Also, it's probably just because it's way too loud at that distance, at that 10 to 15 foot distance. All right? So I don't want to sit there and implicate all or impugn all these designers of PA amplifiers and say, well, they're not looking for clarity at that level. Well, they're looking for clarity. They're always looking for clarity. But do you achieve that in your home theater? Not really. Okay, so design concept right there is a huge, huge thing. Listening comfort is another big issue in this scenario, and I've already kind of addressed it. When I'm that close, it's too loud. It was never designed for the purpose of listening comfort close up. Now, you can probably be really close on a well-designed PA amplifier and well-designed speakers, and it's not necessarily painful in the immediate experience when being played loud. But it is doing some hearing loss, and it is causing some issues for you, and you're definitely not going to be able to sit there and listen to that for long periods of time in a way that's going to have a lot of listening comfort. It's going to create a lot of fatigue in that near field environment. So let's talk about hi-fi amplifiers and how they're designed. Well, their design purpose was such that it was designed for playing residential audio loudspeakers. Now, when the sound leaves a loudspeaker on a residential audio system, that clarity and detail has to be achieved immediately. As soon as it comes out of the speaker, it has to be achieved. Also, when they design the residential audio speaker, they design that with the understanding that there's going to be wall reflections, there's going to be materials within the room that absorb sound, and create a little bit of listening comfort just from that. So you're always going to have a different concept in mind when you're designing a hi-fi loudspeaker and a hi-fi amplifier. The hi-fi amplifier is created for a group of audiophiles, and they have very demanding standards. They need their system to transcend the environment. You may have walls that are only 15 feet apart, or even less. Or you may have walls that are 20 feet apart, 26 feet apart, whatever. Those are great listening rooms. But that listening room needs to be transformed into something else. You close your eyes on a great hi-fi system, and hi-fi amplification keeps this in mind. When you close your eyes, it should sound like a nightclub. It should sound like a stadium. It should sound like an intimate in-room experience with a singer-songwriter. It should sound like a grand symphony hall. That is what is trying to be achieved with hi-fi systems. They're trying to reproduce the intended message and sonic environment that the artist and the recording engineer were trying to reproduce. Now, imagine taking that with music and sticking it into your home theater experience. Movie sound engineers are masters at their craft. Movie sound engineers are always doing really cool little details and nuances in their sound. And so when you have a great audio system, you're going to hear what they've done. And you're also going to catch a lot of stuff and you're going to go, wow, that was really creative. It's neat that they stuck that sound in there. Wow. It's cool how they pan that sound from here to here or whatever. But you're looking for those nuances, and a lesser system does not achieve those nuances. Nuance matters. And high fidelity amplifiers are designed for that very purpose. They're designed to pick up those fine nuances and give you power so you actually can kind of feel the environment. But it's not there to just make the environment louder. It's there to reproduce the environment. And that's ultimately what you want in your home theater system. That's what makes it immersive. Loudness does not make your home theater immersive. Detail, clarity, definition, presence, that's what makes the home theater system an immersive experience. So my advice to you is to seek out a hi-fi amplifier. And there are plenty of great ones out there. Vassal high-end definitely carries those for your home theater experience to really improve what that experience